I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these two vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
Good afternoon, Tiger fans, and welcome to CalGuard Gym on the campus of Trinity University, where it is time for tip-off in San Antonio. Ashlyn Milton wins it for the Tigers, and we are off between Trinity and Hardin-Simmons. I'm Brian Yanselson, joined by Julia Ackerman. And Julia, thought was going to set you up with a 3 right there, but Julia, welcome back with us on Tiger Network.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate being back.
So nice to have someone who is familiar with the program and familiar with Hardin-Simmons as well. And I think everybody in this gym is familiar with one another. These two teams facing off just a couple days ago as Josie Napoli drives and everything but the bottom there on that layup. And the Cowgirls will take off and run with it. And that's going to be a travel right away, a turnover forced by Trinity. Paris Kaiser with the travel. And a pretty good crowd on hand continues to fill in. What a day it has been on the campus of Trinity University. Maggie Robbins sets up for the mid-range, and it's good. First bucket of the day for Maggie Robbins. The prototypical Tiger press is on full display here, but the Cowgirls get it across. And Maggie Robbins takes it away. She has a layup, and she puts it down for 2 more. 4 points belong to Maggie Robbins. Quickly the other way go the Cowgirls, and it is Natasha Blizzard, the senior from Belton, Texas. And Tiger fans don't want to hear Belton, Texas very much today after Mary Hardin-Baylor beat the football team just an hour ago, eliminating them from the playoffs. But it is a new season for women's basketball, and Claire Hale gets it to go, and Ashlyn Milton with a steal, and she gives it right back. But Julia, this is the type of fast-paced action we are used to with these Tigers.
Absolutely, and I think that pace is going to be such a huge factor in today's game. The Tigers obviously notoriously known for the way they can speed teams up, so we'll see how Hardin-Simmons can react to this press.
They certainly shouldn't be surprised by the press, considering how many times these two teams have faced each other, not just this week, but Trinity eliminating Hardin-Simmons in the first round of the NCAA tournament a year ago. A very, very close matchup that you were a part of up in Abilene. Cowgirls working their offense. Paris Kaiser with the shot clock down to 15. And look at this pressure by Maggie Robbins, drawing applause from her bench. An open Palmer is there for 3, and she knocks it down.
And that is not someone you want starting off hot. She didn't do too well shooting-wise last game, so expect her to come out extremely hot this game and try and get herself some looks.
A travel going to be called on Ashlyn Milton. And we get a look at the replay here. Palmer putting down the 3. As she so often does. Very dangerous. Senior from San Angelo.
She's one of those players that can basically do everything on the court for this team. So for her to get that first shot to fall, I'm sure she's feeling pretty good about that.
Don't just take our word for it, but Paris Palmer named the league MVP a year ago in the American Southwest Conference. So she is a special one for sure. Here is Ashlyn Milton. Just off on the 3, and a nice tough rebound, but taken away by Robbins Napoli from 3. Good for Josie Napoli.
And then Trinity hits right back with someone that's just as capable of knocking down those 3s and being super, super, super hot.
And you love to see the hustle by Maggie Robbins drawing the offensive foul and applauding herself from her back.
It's just one of those momentum plays that gets everybody going. You can see it in the stands. You can see it on the bench. When you draw a charge like that, it just pumps everybody up.
When you think Maggie Robbins, you think energy. It is nonstop from number 11. Tigers on offense, led by Napoli here, trying to drive to her right. Kicks out to Putnam. Putnam from distance. A little bit short. Ball tipped out of bounds, though, and it'll stay with the Tigers. Robbins will send it in here. 19 left on the shot clock. Putnam out to Milton. She takes her time, dips it off, trying to get it to Hale. Instead, it is stolen by Hardin-Simmons. And they'll slow things down after getting it past half court. And a foul going to be called on Napoli, the push from behind.
She tried to cut the gap there, be a little aggressive. Didn't bode too well in her favor, but still a good idea.
Pass gets away from Palmer. And that time really an unforced turnover. When you work so hard to get it across the half-court line against these Tigers, don't want to give it up that easily. But Trinity does get it back, and Robbins will engineer the offense here. Claire Hale takes the handoff. Milton steps in from the corner, off the front of the rim. A battle on the court, and it'll belong to Trinity.
And that's one of those plays where, you know, Ashland puts up a quick shot, but you saw every single Tiger run in for that offensive rebound, which I think is super crucial, especially if you're going to shoot that quickly into the shot clock.
Napoli drives off the rim. Again, a couple of those for the Tigers, barely out, but they'll get another shot at it. Napoli collects the steal. Putnam to Hale. Putnam gets it right back. Swing across to Robbins. She steps in. Great ball movement here by the Tigers. Milton, nice crossover, up and in for Milton. And that draws a good reaction from you, Julia.
That's an acrobatic play. That's something that I've seen a lot in practices and playing with Ashland in the past. Glad she got that down, but it's one of those crazy shots.
Ashland Milton led the way for the Tigers on Tuesday night. She had 17 points, 7 for 13 from the field, so she had it going, including a 3 for 4 from distance. Tigers coming out with the 76-69 win. And they'll try to double it up here at home now against the Cowgirls. Robbins directing traffic. She goes right. She takes it all the way and down for Maggie Robbins. She is ready to go. 6 points already for Maggie Robbins. Tigers trying to get back defensively. They'll have a foul called on them as Kaiser will head to the line. But Maggie Robbins, someone we're so used to seeing dish out the ball, she is taking it into her own hands today.
I mean, that kid, she deserves it all. She works her butt off, and the past few seasons here at Trinity, she definitely has had more of a mindset of passing first, but I'm super, super happy to see that she's actually taking it upon herself and being able to attack the basket and finish around the rim.
First free throw good for Hardin-Simmons. The second one rattles out, and the Tigers collect it. Here comes Robbins on the other end. She is feeling good, but she's going to have the offensive foul called on her this time.
And that's definitely a play that Hardin-Simmons is known for. They are very sneaky with those offensive fouls coming against Trinity. So there's definitely something to watch for is how many charges Hardin-Simmons tries to take.
Another turnover caused by Trinity. Napoli thinks about a three. Instead, had Anderson there underneath the basket, but couldn't quite connect, and it'll be Hardin-Simmons basketball. Natalie Anderson, the first to check in from the bench. And here comes the Trinity pressure that is so, so difficult to beat. Milton there, gets beaten by Palmer. Palmer gets it right back, fakes the three, steps in, gets it out to an open three, but it's no good. And there's Robbins for the rebound. Ellsworth couldn't get it to go. And here come the Tigers. Putnam cross court to Napoli. She saves it. Now Putnam to her left. Robbins open for three. Can she get it? Just short. Anderson gets the board. Robbins now to Putnam. Putnam from three. Yes!
And that's just smart basketball. Maggie Robbins seeing she's got a very capable, wide open three-point shooter next to her. Instead of taking that shot for herself, she drew the defense and passed it to her left.
Danielle Davalos and Emily Nelson checking in, but before that, the under 5 media timeout. So we'll take our first break on Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere because we have a good one on tap. We're back from the timeout here. Trinity up 16-6. Backing down on the post. Great defense by Elaine King, but an offensive board and a walk well before that shot. Everyone in the student section saw it, and we saw it from up here in the booth as well. Kiki Gonzalez trying to post up, but instead, stop me if you've heard it before, a turnover. That's 11 now for the Cowgirls, just 6 minutes into the game. Anderson to Davalos. She spins, goes to her left, trying to make something happen, finds Nelson. Elaine King trying to post up, but they didn't see her. Instead, she'll be behind the three-point line. Shot clock at 3, and no problem for Davalos. Danielle Davalos, fresh off the bench for Trinity. The senior from Austin gets a 3. Cowgirls going quickly, and they nail a 3 as well. Sheree Wilson.
And that's the con to having such an intense press like Trinity does, is if they move the ball down the floor quickly, you're basically looking at a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1 opportunity every single time. But I think that's what Trinity wants here, is I think they want Hardin-Simmons to take a few quick shots, make them double take, should I take the shot wide open or should I wait for the rest of my offense to catch up? But it'll be a true test for this second group to see if they can match Hardin-Simmons' energy right now.
Samantha Tatum getting the last layup on the transition opportunity. That's going to be a walk called on Anderson. Thought I saw a hop. It was a little bit of a delay on the call, but the referees do get it. So Trinity up 19-11. The Cowgirls, though, hanging around despite the turnovers, which they'll get another one here. Make it 12 for Hardin-Simmons. Davalos into Anderson, but knocked away by Tatum. So Tatum aggressive defensively, and here comes an easy opportunity for Wilson. And you don't want to give her that space. Sheree Wilson, the senior from Euless, Texas, brings Hardin-Simmons to within 6.
And this just shows you how much this game is a game of runs. You see Trinity coming out super hot, but now Hardin-Simmons is pushing back just as equally. So let's see if the Tigers can calm down and be a little bit patient, see if they can get some points up on the offensive board.
Elaine King gets it, posting up, but it'll be off of her, and ball belongs to the Cowgirls. That's now 9 turnovers for Trinity as well. So both teams having a hard time handling the ball. Wilson thought about it for a second, instead pushes it out to Kaiser. Gonzalez posting up, she wants it, now kicks out to Palmer. Palmer for 3, too strong, and a nice rebound by Nelson. Cowgirls set up a press of their own, Tigers break it. Here goes Elaine King. She slows things down, pushes it back out to Nelson, and they'll set up the offense. Annika Signs off the screen. She takes it from distance and nearly hits it. Instead, it's a rebound for Parmer, and here comes Hardin-Simmons. Parmer looking for help. She finds it. No shot. A travel on Samantha Tatum.
And even with that missed shot, Trinity's defense has to stop the ball. Somebody has to stop that ball because Parmer got all the way into the free throw line before someone even attempted to match up with her. So without that travel, that's a good shot.
Hardin-Simmons on a 7-0 run. Trinity has not scored in over 2 minutes now. Signs with the drive, wraps it around to King. She couldn't handle it. Signs takes it herself from the corner and hits it. Annika Signs with 10 points off the bench on Tuesday. And she drills a 3 here to put Trinity back up by 9, a much-needed 3 after that drought. And that's kind of what happened on Tuesday night if you were able to tune in to Hardin-Simmons' stream. The Cowgirls kept getting closer and closer, but they never quite got there. As a wrestle match here at midcourt, ball will belong to Hardin-Simmons, but it just kind of felt like Trinity almost kept an arm out and was like, you can get a little bit closer, but we'll keep you far enough the whole game.
It seemed as if Trinity was almost one possession ahead throughout the game, and Hardin-Simmons would go on tremendous runs and get all the way within 1 point or even tied, but they could just never cross that threshold.
You have to think Hardin-Simmons is frustrated when they see Trinity, knowing that they eliminated them from the playoffs. They beat them on their home court this year again. And they really want to get back in the win column against Trinity. But it is a tough task. As the first free throw is good there for Kaiser. But it's a battle that goes both ways. At the beginning of last year, Hardin-Simmons did defeat the Tigers. But all that did was prompt a 27-game win streak for Trinity. And it catapulted them to an Elite 8 appearance. Tigers coming into today 5-0, ranked 5th in the country. Hardin-Simmons at number 18 in the country. And their only loss out of 4 games to Trinity. That ball thrown away by Nelson. Turnover number 10 for Trinity, and with 45 seconds left in this first quarter, Tigers with a 7-point lead. Tatum takes the pass in. She gets it across half court, but only momentarily. That is half the battle against these Tigers. She loses it as she reaches the Trinity bench, and Annika Signs will get to throw it into Davalos.
And that's such a smart play, keeping your hands up and running her into the sideline. A lot of basketball surrounds when you drive sideline. A lot of girls look for the bailout foul because they know they're running out of bounds, and they just hope that the defender is going to cut them off. But that was such a smart play by Natalie Anderson to just ride her to the sideline and let her, do it herself.
And a wise play for a first year. In the corner, Hardin-Simmons. 3 is no good for Jalen Martin. Fighting for the rebound there is Signs, and the Tigers could have the last shot if they choose to have it. 10 left on the clock. Nelson off to Davalos. Ball knocked away. Signs will have to put it up. And it's off to the left. The Trinity Tigers take a 22-15 lead in this first quarter. The rematch from just a few days ago going well for the Maroon and White so far. We'll take a quick break on Tiger Network and be right back with you. Welcome back to Tiger Network, live from CalGuard Gym. Tigers ahead 22-15, and the starting unit back out there for Trinity. A starting unit that got out to a red-hot start. Zone defense being played by Trinity. Parmer trying to find the heart of it. Kicked out to Kaiser, and right back inside to Blizzard. Blizzard underneath, out, swung to Parmer. But these Tigers are everywhere. Finally, top of the key, 3, short. And a rebound by Parmer, gets it, puts it back up, no good, but Blizzard fights for the board and gets fouled. So the Cowgirls battling inside and getting 2 free throws for that effort.
And that's just good, hard intensity by Hardin-Simmons to get 2 offensive rebounds, and I think that is something that Trinity definitely needs to focus on this game, is not allowing Hardin-Simmons to get so many offensive rebounds. They got, I think, about 16 in the game on Tuesday, so limiting their chances on the boards, which in turn limits their opportunities to score.
Blizzard misses the second, but the rebound, as just you talked about, offensive board to Hardin-Simmons, so they get another shot at it, down 6. Tatum with Napoli right in her face. She has her hands up, trying to look innocent, but the foul called on number 0 there. You see the replay, Napoli right up on her. And she goes again. But Parmer able to get rid of it. She gets it right back, though. Now Tatum deals with Milton. Tatum puts up the 3 and off the front of the rim.
And I think that's someone, Samantha Tatum, that's someone that Cameron Hill is definitely okay with taking that 3-point shot. So good defense by the Tigers.
Rebound there for Blizzard off the Milton miss. She gets it out to Kaiser in the open court. Crowd wanted a walk. Instead, another 3-point attempt for Hardin-Simmons. Too strong there for Parmer. So the 3-pointers not falling in the second quarter so far for the Cowgirls. Robbins out to Napoli. Napoli from 3, short. Can she get the layup in the open court? Yes, she can. Hallie Edmondson, the senior from Roby, Texas. A Cowgirl starting lineup that has 5 seniors starting. A ton of experience, a ton of playing time over the years for a team that is picked to win the conference this year. And a very, very tough women's basketball conference at that. Claire Hale spins underneath to Putnam. Shot clock down to 7. Napoli trying to make it happen herself. Lefty up and good. Nice adjustment mid-air for Napoli.
And for Tiger fans, that's a vintage Abby Holland shot right there. A little step through, so for our older Tiger fans, maybe a little reminisce of one of the greats who ever got to play here at Trinity.
Milton from 3. Gonna miss it, but she swings it right back. And the Tigers get the offensive board. I think any current Tiger would love to be compared to Abby Holland. Napoli trying to live up to it here, and she continues to hit. Josie Napoli. 4 already in this second quarter for the transfer from Pacific Lutheran. Blizzard senses an opening, backs down, has to give it to Kaiser. Kaiser has room to her left, but the Tigers seem pleased to give that to her. Tatum bails her out. Now Parmer, great dish down low to Blizzard, and she finishes. And that's exactly what the Cowgirls want to do down low.
And that's just good ball movement, getting the ball into the middle, making that middle defender have to choose, and dropping it off to their big.
Claire Hale toying with Blizzard a little bit. Now she needs help. Blizzard knocks it away for the moment. Robbins with 10 on the clock. And a foul on number 2, Hallie Edmondson. Bit of a bailout there as the Tigers were struggling to find anything offensively. Bailey Timmons enters the game for the first time. She joins the starting unit.
And she's one of those players that can really provide Trinity with a spark plug. She's aggressive, she can drive the lane, she's super active on defense. So let's see what she can do here in the second quarter.
A turnover for Trinity. Gives the ball right back to Hardin-Simmons. Simmons right there defensively. Did not score against Hardin-Simmons on Tuesday, but she had a career high against Howard Payne just a few days earlier.
One of the very few offensive lights Trinity had that day.
Cowgirls get a bucket, and they cut the deficit to 4 as Maggie Robbins tries to slow things down and set things up for Trinity. She drives left. The ball kicked around a little bit, and it will belong to Trinity. But Julia, early on, you liked how the Tigers were attacking inside. I think they should go back to that, as Claire Hale has a free throw shot, basically, and she knocks it down.
The middle of the paint is wide open, Brian. They need to keep doing that every single time.
You heard it, Tigers. Julia Ackerman says attack the middle. We'll see if they do it. Napoli on the takeaway. Great patience and a great move. Puts it down and in. Josie Napoli on fire in the second quarter. Hallie Edmondson responds on the other side. Don't blink, folks, or you'll miss it. The Cowgirls and the Tigers like to play quickly. Napoli trying to get it to Hale. A battle up top. Black ball, say the officials. Hardin-Simmons basketball.
And that's the thing about paces. There's sometimes when making a team play super fast works in your favor, but then there's other times where you play too fast and it actually creates more chaos and stress within the offense itself. So I think in this sense, Trinity may need to slow the ball down a little bit more and be a little bit more patient.
Edmondson thought about it. Finds Kaiser in the corner. Blizzard denied by Milton. And here comes Trinity. Simmons showing patience, backing it out. Napoli will try to set it up now. Screen by Milton gives Napoli the room that she needs. Now she looks for help. And the shot clock at 10 with Maggie Robbins outside the paint. She drives left, scoops it up. Anderson with the offensive board. Timmons, Napoli. No good. Would have been a nice bucket there for the Tigers. Instead, the Cowgirls down 6, going the other way. And a nice fake by Parmer. Nearly had the lefty layup. Napoli has a driving Anderson. Can she put it up? She's fouled on the way, so she'll get 2 shots at the line. A great find as Anderson was charging across the middle of the court.
Smart pass to the middle. And that's a perfect example of when you take that first shot within 5 to 6 seconds of the shot clock and you don't make it, it actually puts more pressure on you to get back on defense, because what that created was a 3-on-2 for the Tigers, which is going to lead to these 2 free throws coming up.
Trinity up 30-24 with 4:04 in the second quarter. Hardin-Simmons out shooting the Tigers right now, 50% to Trinity's 48. And very even across the board if you look at it. Both teams shooting about the same from 3. Hardin-Simmons at 25%, Trinity at 31. One difference so far, Trinity has not gotten to the line, so these free throws for Anderson will be the first trip to the charity stripe. Even the turnover is very, very similar. 17 for Hardin-Simmons and 13 for Trinity. So we couldn't have expected anything else, right, Julia? Just 2 teams that know each other so well and are playing just like it.
For sure, and I'm not shocked at all that Hardin-Simmons has come out the way that they have this second quarter and fought back, because in the previous matchup they also trailed for the majority of the first half as well. So we'll see how Trinity handles these free throws and see if they can finish out the quarter strong.
It'll be Natalie Anderson at the line, the freshman from San Jose, California. One of several new faces on this Trinity roster. Anderson so far this year averaging 5 points a game. She gets the first free throw to go. She's also averaging 5.4 rebounds a game. And she is 6 feet. Big presence down low. Can definitely help as she knocks down both free throws and goes right to defense. And there's a steal. Robbins up. In and one. Sometimes it is just too easy for these Tigers when they get a steal off the press and they have an open look at the bucket.
And it looks like Cameron has decided to go back to their 40-10, which is more of a man-to-man press because they've been playing zone throughout this quarter. So we'll see if that can put a little spark into the game right now.
So there are variations to the zone and the press. Very interesting.
Yes, so the way that Cameron usually does it is he'll switch every other quarter for the most part, unless something is really working. But notoriously, first quarter is usually a man press, and then second quarter he'll switch to like a zone press and then drop back into a 2-3.
So you never know what you're going to get. Makes it even harder for opponents. Cameron Hill in his 11th season as head coach, always something up his sleeve. Napoli couldn't get it to go, but the Tigers will keep the ball. Is their lead back up to 10 after Hardin-Simmons cut it to 4 in this quarter. But once again, it's just kind of that feeling of Hardin-Simmons creeps a little bit closer, but Trinity keeping their arm extended and keeping the Cowgirls at enough of a distance. Napoli finds Timmons. Timmons thought she had signs in the corner. Instead, it's Robbins with 1 second left. Shot clock buzzer goes off, but the Cowgirls have it anyway. And now Parmer, 2-on-2, finds a trailing shooter from 3, no good. But the offensive board thought she would get it, and she is frustrated as Kiki Gonzalez had what looked to be an easy 2 instead. The deficit remains 10 for the Cowgirls.
And you can just see how wide open the middle is right now. Trinity needs to get something moving in the middle.
Robbins taking it to the paint. Anderson collects it. Hustle by both teams ends up with the Cowgirls. And Kylie Ellsworth pushes it forward. Gonzalez avenges her missed layup on the previous possession and gets it for 2. Bailey Timmons driving out to Annika Signs. Timmons gets it right back. Napoli with 10 on the clock. Lots of contact there, but no foul called. Napoli tries to get right back up, but the Cowgirls have an advantage if they can use it. They drive, and they do get it. Ellsworth puts it in, and the lead back down to 6 for Trinity with under 2 to go in the half.
And I think right now Trinity is struggling on when their offensive shots are not falling. Everyone's trying to rush to the ball handler and steal the ball back and create a turnover. But what that's actually doing is Hardin-Simmons is getting numerous girls down the floor, and in exchange they're getting easy baskets.
Gonzalez threw some contact on her end, couldn't get it to go. So she hit 1 this quarter, but she is frustrated by the couple she's left out there. Anderson up on Gonzalez, takes to her right. Aggressive defense by Gonzalez ends up in a foul. So the sophomore from Hermleigh, Texas, Kiki Gonzalez, a prominent role here in the second quarter as Cam Hill sends in some substitutions. Addie Putnam and Emily Nelson check in. We have not called Putnam's name very much. She's had an excellent start to the season so far, averaging nearly 12 a game. Signs drives, short. Might have been a tip there on the way. Blizzard to Tatum. Blizzard gets it back, backs up Putnam, goes left off
Good
the
defense.
glass. Trinity basketball.
And that's just smart. That's smart on Addie to know that the more than likely the offensive player is trying to get her to reach in and put her hands and basically hit her for a foul. So very smart defense. Make her make the tough shot.
And Blizzard had size on Putnam, 3 inches. Blizzard at 5'11" as Napoli storms through the paint and gets a layup. We've got a couple of Harris in the house for Hardin-Simmons, but it is all Napoli. Scramble for the ball. Napoli up with it. Finds Putnam, kicks it out to Nelson. Nelson for three. Yes! Emily Nelson has had that shot working this season.
She definitely has. She is one of those players that is more than capable of creating so much offense for this Trinity team. I hope Trinity continues to get her involved in this offense, because with her making shots like that, this team will be unstoppable.
She has the ball with 4 seconds left, driving to her right, and she draws the foul. Alert play by Emily Nelson, sensing the clock running out. And she takes it all the way to the bucket for 2 free throws. And with 1.7 seconds left, you suddenly look up and the Tigers are up 13 in a half that has seen them up around 6 or 8 most of the half. Cowgirls not going to feel good about these last few possessions that allowed Trinity to extend their lead.
And that's just how quick this game turns.
Second free throw, no good. But the Tigers happy to go up 14 into the half, 42-28. Trinity over Hardin-Simmons. It is number 5 against number 18, and currently number 5 has it. It'll be a 15-minute halftime, so we'll take that break with the teams. But don't go anywhere. It's Brian and Julia on Tiger Network after this.
I'm San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. I am a Trinity University alum, and I want you to know about my passion for these 2 vibrant communities. My alma mater is now a nationally recognized liberal arts university, offering fully integrated arts, humanities, STEM, and professional programs. Grounded in the liberal arts, Trinity graduates students who think critically, act meaningfully, and contribute confidently throughout their careers. As for San Antonio, Trinity is an oasis in the heart of a city that serves as a cultural bridge to the Americas. We are a diverse community that values inclusion and welcomes intellectual curiosity and spirited debate. We're a city that challenges convention and welcomes new ideas. Great things are happening at Trinity University, in San Antonio, and through all our connections to our multicultural world. Join me in being part of this exciting moment.
right back to it in Calgary Gym. Trinity Tigers up 42-28 over the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls. Number 5 Trinity against number 18 Hardin-Simmons. Trinity started out on fire. Can they do the same in the second half? Not on that miss from Putnam. And Tatum collects it for Hardin-Simmons. No real moments of slowing down in this one, but a free throw opportunity will give us just that, as that is Paris Kaiser who will head to the line, the senior from Burnett, Texas. Paris Kaiser in the first half, 3 points, and all of them coming from the free throw line. So she has not been able to manufacture anything on the court. But she is someone Hardin-Simmons is excited about, transferring from the University of Texas, Dallas, and providing a new spark for the Cowgirls, who returned 4 of 5 starters from a year ago in a season in which they went 21-5, winning the American Southwest Conference and going to the playoffs. Claire Hale, nice patience on the pass, and she puts it up.
And she's definitely one of those players that can create a good spark for this Trinity offense too. It just seems like every person on this floor has a chance to step up and be one of those players that's capable of leading the team in scoring.
A travel going to be called on Claire Hale, but you're totally right, Julia. 3 Tigers this year in double digits for scoring average. But then you've got Maggie Shipley at 9.3, and we haven't even seen Maggie Shipley over the last couple of games here at home. And Claire Hale right behind her at 7.4. Miss for Kaiser and a rebound for Hale. As we're just a minute into this second half. Trinity maintaining that 14-point lead. It's been pretty much 2 names so far. Josie Napoli and Maggie Robbins doing the bulk of the scoring. Claire Hale says, not so fast. Tries to get a second basket, gets the offensive rebound off her miss. Now Robbins out to Napoli. Napoli, too easy on the floater.
Too little.
And then look at the effort she gives. She didn't think she had the foul, but she was just kind of riding Kaiser as she went across the court. You can see right there, great look. That replay, excellent camera work. Thank you so much for what's been a busy day here at Tiger Network, but we are still kicking. Look at that defense by Putnam, and tied up by Hale. Jump ball belongs to Hardin-Simmons, but on the last 2 possessions, just the defense between Napoli and Putnam. Very, very impressive. Edmondson looking for Kaiser. Kaiser trying to get going. Off the rim, bounces right to Robbins. Robbins hopping around, finds Milton. Milton for 3, not quite. Milton has not gotten a 3 to fall yet. Edmondson the other way. She gets her 3 to go. Ashlyn Milton 0 for 5 from beyond the arc. Just 1 for 7. Nelson will give it a go for 3. Good. Nelson getting a little bit of run here with a couple in a row made from distance. Pass down to Blizzard. Blizzard, no good. Felt the pressure from behind, and here come the Tigers. Lead up to 16. Cowgirls don't want to let it get away from them, but if Robbins can't get it past Kaiser. Ooh, and then Robbins hits Kaiser on the pass. Robbins trying to help her up. And now a delay here as Kaiser taking a deep breath, slow to get up.
It sounded almost like a slap from up here, but
it looks like Robbins stepping on Kaiser there. Certainly hope she's okay. Nothing too serious for the senior from Burnett. She steps off to the side, and no break will be taken as play will continue. Claire Hale will get the inbound to Robbins.
Looks like Hardin-Simmons has shifted to a 2-3 zone. So this will be a perfect opportunity for Trinity to get the ball inside and out.
Milton going left, kicks it out. But before that, violation, 3 seconds in the paint. Tigers nearly get it right back, but the Cowgirls hold on. Ellsworth gets it across to Edmondson, and now Edmondson backs up a little bit. Edmondson to the floor, bodies all over the court, trying to call a timeout, and Hardin-Simmons will get it. But each and every Tiger on their feet off the bench, applauding the effort by Jalen Martin, the freshman from Ashburn, Virginia. Her first appearance in this game.
I love that. That's awesome.
And it just goes to show you can be a freshman, you can be a senior, you could play 40 minutes or 1. It seems like every single Trinity Tiger shows that heart and hustle.
That's exactly how you make an impact the second you step on that floor.
Do you remember what kind of attitude you had hustle-wise when you were in your freshman year?
Oh gosh, I feel like that was ages ago. When I came in as a freshman, I definitely felt a lot of pressure to be a very successful basketball player from the start. And I know you and I talked a little bit during the break, but it doesn't really go down that road for a lot of freshmen. The way I explained it to you earlier was kind of building yourself through this program and having that type of success because you have that knowledge and you get that experience from the people that have played before you. So for her to come in and mimic that energy that Trinity has been using this entire game so far, that's exactly how you're going to get minutes, and that's exactly why Cameron Hill is probably playing her to begin with.
There are 5 first years on this Trinity roster, and really all of them getting a decent amount of playing time through these first 6 games. Jalen Martin just the latest. And we're out of this timeout. Nice find and a finish by Parmer. Heads to the court. No foul call, just incidental contact as Parmer went down. But Parmer has been quiet since that very start of the game when we highlighted her, the reigning ASC MVP. Up to 5 points now thanks to that layup. She'll try to get her team going. Nelson to Claire Hale. Milton in the corner, and Milton just off, but flying in comes Robbins, and she draws the foul. Maggie Robbins, everywhere you look.
Like a flash. Or the Flash.
The Flash.
The Flash.
I mean, have you ever seen The Flash and Maggie Robbins in a room together?
Absolutely not. Just too quick. Too quick to even see him.
Look at the replay there. Through the bodies of the Cowgirls. Blizzard trying to make something happen, instead getting the foul. First free throw, though, no good for Robbins. Robbins 10 points today, 5 for 10 from the field. Also toss in 4 assists. You may be able to put her on double-double watch. We'll see. Maybe a little bit early for that.
I think it should be called Chicken Parm Watch.
Chicken Parm Watch? Why that?
So we haven't done it in a while just because I think COVID and all the regulations that were surrounding, kind of being in the bubble. But whenever a player would get a double-double, the Hills would so graciously host a chicken parm night. So I don't know if I'm speaking that back into existence, but that had happened a few times when I played in my earlier years here at Trinity.
Very interesting development. As Martin wrapped around, and she is not happy. Will be a jump ball, but she kind of gave Kiki Gonzalez a stare on that one. Sky O'Rourke will check in for Ashlyn Milton, another one of those first years. But now all I can think about is that chicken parm. For so many games, Julia, especially with these Trinity Tigers that go over 100 every other day, it seems like, we've been fighting for tacos in the stadium. We want the fans to get tacos as Nelson trying to do her part, but there is Martin on the board. Swing pass by Robbins to Anderson. She just forces it up, and the ball out of bounds, belonging to Trinity. But we have battled for the tacos. We want fans to get free tacos. And we always reference it, but I think the chicken parm is the new thing. That's what we're going to fight for.
I'll fight for tacos. I'd love a taco right now. You know what? You probably could see if you could do a little sponsorship with Burger Boy.
If you're listening out there, Burger Boy, Paisanos, Canes.
The taco truck right outside.
We will accept all inquiries here to Tiger Network. Just drop a chat in the comment box. Julia and Brian are listening. And it's only thanks to this Trinity team who scores so often that we have been forced to look for ways to reward them, because they put up an insane amount of points. And it started early. This year they did not waste any time. If you were with us for the home opener, you might remember us talking about that game at Birmingham Southern. What a display of offense. 140 points for the Trinity Tigers, the most that had been scored in the NCAA in 3 years. It was unreal. Addie Putnam, Claire Hale in double digits. Addie Putnam perfect from the floor, 11 for 11. Program records in assists and field goals. There are no limits to what this team can do.
Definitely not, and I think it just goes to show that this team, no matter where they are in their program, even if it's the first game or the last game of the season, they're still going to bring that same intensity.
O'Rourke misses the layup out of the timeout, collected by Gonzalez. Edmondson dealing with 3 Tigers all around her. And a push going to be called on Anderson. The Cowgirl fans there in the visitor section wanted it. They were quite loud, pleading for that foul. Had a lot of purple and gold in San Antonio today. First, Mary Hardin-Baylor, as they defeated the football team by 1 score. And now Hardin-Simmons, and that purple and gold, happy with that three-pointer by Kylie Ellsworth. Trinity 0 for their last 6, trying to get back in rhythm after the halftime break. Nelson to Anderson. Excellent steal for Sheree Wilson. She gets it to Gonzalez, and the Cowgirls are off. Very hesitant to take the 3, pushes it out to Ellsworth now. Ellsworth a lot more confident, hits the bottom of the rim, and Davalos now takes it. Some hesitancy for the Cowgirls results in this chance for Trinity, and count it for Martin.
And I feel like that's her sweet spot. I feel like the games that I've watched recently, she is really, really deadly in that short corner spot.
Getting a little chippy here. Both fans of both sides chiming in to the referees. Lots of families in town for Trinity during this Thanksgiving weekend. You know, the men and women's teams have been celebrating Thanksgiving together. It's always great to see family and friends in town. Wild play there. It'll be a foul. And it's funny to hear the remarks around the gym. Sheree Wilson drawing the foul. She'll head to the line. That's getting to the point where I think there's a back and forth between some Hardin-Simmons fans and Trinity fans from across the court as Wilson knocks down the first. How much could you actually hear what was said from the crowd, Julia?
It's really hard to. I feel like it's super hard when you're this focused in a basketball game to kind of deter your attention or your attention to the fans, unless there's just absolutely nothing going on. It's really, it's really key to be able to block that out, because at the end of the day, they're not the ones playing the basketball game. The players are. So at the end of the day, you hear it, but I choose not to acknowledge it.
See how the Tigers deal with the pressure here. Ellsworth nearly gets a steal. Ball knocked out of bounds, and it will belong to Hardin-Simmons. So Kylie Ellsworth giving the Cowgirls some key minutes here in the third quarter. Cowgirls cutting the lead to 12. It was 14 at the half, but it had grown in this third quarter before this little run. Gonzalez in the post. Gets it out. Ellsworth for three. No good. Loose ball foul called on Trinity. No, it is called on Hardin-Simmons. Number 24, Gonzalez, draws the foul. And Annika Saenz will try to get things going again for the Trinity offense that has stalled a little bit here in the third quarter. They scored 22 in the first, 20 in the second, but just 10 here in the third. Elaine King doubled down low. Saenz gets it back to King. Davalos has Martin. Didn't get it to her. Here comes Saenz for three. Little strong, and a nice rebound by Gonzalez. And Ellsworth is off and running. Tatum thought she had a better chance herself, but she wanted to give it up. Lucky to keep it in her possession.
It was very chippy out here right now.
Simonis gets it in to Ashton Garner. And Gonzalez thought she drew a foul. And like you said, Julia, both teams arguing a lot with the officials right now. Lots of contact.
I don't even think it's the players. I think it's the fans. But you know what? That's a part of playing at such a high intensity of a sport. The fans are in it. They're passionate about their team winning. So I completely understand. What
a job by Ellsworth. Had completely lost some momentum and still found a way to shoot it off 1 foot. The lead is down to 10 for Trinity. 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Trinity needs to find a way to break this little zone by getting it in the middle. Because right now that middle of the paint is absolutely wide open.
It has been all over the perimeter though. Davalos, no good on the three. Rebounded by Wilson. 4 on 2. Can they finish it? Yes, they can. Ashton Garner puts it into single digits as Coach Cameron Hill calls a timeout. A scoring drought now over 2 minutes. Trinity won for its last 10 as the Cowgirls creep a little closer here in the third.
Yeah, and I actually think that was the Hardin-Simmons head coach calling the foul, because throughout my time at Trinity, whenever a team was on a run against us, Cameron would actually never call a timeout, because he wants his players to achieve something or do something well for him to be like, okay, let's call a timeout, let's compose ourselves, let's get back in this. But Cameron Hill notoriously known to not call timeouts when teams are going on a little run against Trinity.
And you're right, the officials pointing to a Hardin-Simmons timeout. So interesting decision there by head coach Kendra Whitehead. Her team on the biggest run of the game, 6-0 here. Maybe just saw something she wanted to address even through this successful run. Cam Hill sticking with this second unit. Starters getting a break. Davalos out to Martin. Saenz back to Davalos. There is O'Rourke in the middle to her right. O'Rourke gets it down. There's the middle, Julia.
And that's just a smart cut. She cut up from the block to the top, and what that did was it made the middle defender have to pick her up on defense. And when you have a guard like that against a big, more than likely your guard is gonna win that battle more often than not.
Scramble here, Martin to O'Rourke. O'Rourke is fouled and will head to the line for two. Sky O'Rourke, the freshman from Austin, A spark plug here off the bench for Cam Hill.
And that's a good sign for Trinity, about to head into the fourth quarter here in about 45 seconds. Like you said, letting the starters get a little breather, but wait for these girls to stick in this game.
First free throw good for O'Rourke, who's averaging just over 3 points per game. Has seen action in all 6 matches so far. Nearly in, but a rebound for Gonzalez, so just 1 for 2 for O'Rourke. Cowgirls get it across. Here comes Gonzalez. Gonzalez will head to the line now for 2. Gonzalez averaging 8.5 per game for the Cowgirls. First one rattles out. Mentioned all the experience for Hardin-Simmons on this roster. But Gonzalez, one of the younger players, a sophomore, has shown great energy throughout this game. And it looks like now she'll check out for Natasha Blizzard. 36 seconds left in this third quarter. Trinity up 55-45. O'Rourke has it. From the paint, off the rim, here comes Hardin-Simmons. Martin tracking from behind. Blizzard able to collect for the moment instead of steal now. And the Tigers heading the other way. They can have the last shot. 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Davalos uses the screen, steps up, jump shot, nearly in. Elaine King fighting for the board. It will belong to Trinity.
And that's good hustle to save the possession with 2 seconds left. Give them a little bit of time to get a sneaky shot up.
Elaine King gets it, but Blizzard there to knock it away. And force the buzzer to sound with no Trinity shot. We are headed to the fourth quarter in San Antonio. Trinity 55, Hardin-Simmons 45. Starting lineups back out for Hardin-Simmons and Trinity to start this fourth quarter. Cowgirls trying to cut into this Tiger lead that has been in double digits the entire half pretty much, but it is down to single digits off the nice layup for Samantha Tatum.
And it's interesting to see Hardin-Simmons pressing now. You know, we're in this, the last quarter of the game, and I think they just implemented it in late the third quarter. So it's interesting to see what they're trying to accomplish with that.
Robbins trying to go back to the jump shot that was working earlier. It leads to an open three for Hardin-Simmons, and they knock it down. Samantha Tatum with 5 quick ones to start the fourth. Robbins flying the other way, nearly in, but draws the foul. But a successful first minute for Hardin-Simmons to cut the lead in half. Foul goes against Blizzard, and Robbins will head to the line.
The line for 2 is Maggie Robbins.
The Trinity Tigers 5-0 early on in this 2022-2023 campaign. First free throw good. Hardin-Simmons 3-1 with that loss to Trinity up in Abilene. Their other 3 wins against Southern Collegiate Athletic Conference foes, TLU, Schreiner, and Austin College. Claire Hale following Parmer along the baseline, and it's a turnover. So often the trouble comes when you get the ball in, and that time the Cowgirls couldn't even get it. Thrown in bounds. Putnam for 3.
That's a big shot. That's a huge momentum shot right there.
5-point swing. Hale and Putnam nearly force another turnover, and now they do.
You foreshadowed it.
It's been a minute and 4 seconds since this fourth quarter started, and we saw Hardin-Simmons score 5 quickly, and then Trinity 5 quickly, right back at them. You don't want to close your eyes for a second. Too much going on at Calgar Gym. Napoli, the ball handler here. Putnam to her left. Putnam kicks to Milton. She's doubled. Putnam now open in the corner. Drives in for the layup.
That's a floaty.
Putnam now steps in, tries to draw the charge instead. Count it for the Cowgirls.
For the bucket. Fouls number 12, Allison Putnam, her third.
Putnam draws her third. Sheree Wilson trying to complete the three-point play. Cannot do so, and Hale fights for the board. Tigers going the other way.
In that fashion, one would say the ball never lies.
Napoli dribbles right. Now stuck, trying to find a teammate, finds Milton. Cross court, won't get to Robbins, intercepted by Parmer, and intercepted right back. They must have been watching the football game. Robbins looking around, finds Putnam. Putnam from distance, thought about it. Instead will back it out. Robbins will use the Milton screen, take it to her right. Crisscross, Napoli. Putnam, open, 3. Addie Putnam getting going in this fourth quarter. And the Tiger lead is back up to 13. How nice is it to have Addie Putnam and Claire Hale back for the Tigers?
It's just a sight to see. I mean, I'm very close with the both of them, and I spent my fair time last year on the bench with an injury as well with those two girls, and they have no quit in them. You know, they're both coming back from knee injuries, and the only thing that I can say to them is I'm super proud of them, both in the starting lineup going into their senior year. I only wish the best for them moving forward, but for Addie Putnam to get shots up like that and give this team a lot of momentum just makes me so happy to see her back out there. And she's, you know, more than capable of doing this every night for this program. So super, super excited to see her on the floor this year. And for Claire Hale, she's also a trooper as well. I mean, she came back from 2 ACLs within the past 2 years. So to see her out there and her family, you know, she's a San Antonio native, so her family being able to watch her maybe compete in the last year that she may stay here at Trinity, just an unbelievable sight, and these two girls have definitely earned it.
Hale playing defense on the baseline. Cowgirls able to get it in, and they draw a foul right on the Tiger. Milton helping up Parmer after the contact, and now Parmer will go to inbound the basketball. Parmer is still stuck at 5 points, averaging nearly 12 a year ago to earn her the MVP of the conference. But the Tigers have done a nice job. Tigers wanted to travel. Instead, they get a steal. 4-on-1. Robbins, Milton, too easy for the Tigers. Out of bounds, Trinity basketball. And that last look with Robbins leading the 4-on-1 kind of looked like a cavalry coming. And Robbins, the engineer.
That is not something I would want to see coming at me on a 2-on-1 opportunity.
Robbins up to 6 assists now to go with her 13 points. Napoli draws the contact. So Maggie Robbins, 4 more assists and chicken parm on the table.
Absolutely. I hope so. I hope I'm invited.
Well, it'll be a quick turnaround for all of us here at CalGuard Gym, as we've got 2 more games on tap for you tomorrow. Napoli's first free throw goes through. The men's team will play Hardin-Simmons at 2 p.m. tomorrow. That was a game that was supposed to happen today, but it got pushed back due to the football game. And the women's team will play Laterno at 6 p.m. So we hope you join us tomorrow for a long day of basketball, maybe with some chicken parm. Maddie Putnam playing good defense here. Forces it to Ellsworth. Ellsworth down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Nice job wading through the trees and gets it up. But Hardin-Simmons down 15 with just over 6.5 to go. It'll take a big time run for them. And with the starters out for the Tigers, it'll be tough. But that's certainly a start they're looking for. Ball will belong to Hardin-Simmons, although Cam Hill does not agree, and the officials will talk it over. But the call stands, and it's Hardin-Simmons basketball. Ellsworth stopped in her tracks, but able to get it to Gonzalez. And now Parmer will set things up, fakes a 3. Parmer, mid-range, rattles out. Gonzalez with the board, through the contact, and good. Kiki Gonzalez up to 7 points now, 7 rebounds as well. The sophomore providing a real spark for Hardin-Simmons. Maggie Robbins has all her weapons at disposal. It'll be Napoli who gets it. Now Putnam saves it. Milton right back to Putnam to her left. Floaty, not quite. Cowgirl basketball.
And with this much time on the clock left, Trinity is obviously known to be able to push the pace and play fast basketball, but you're up double-digit points. There's less than half the quarter left to play. It may be smart to just be a little bit more patient with these, with their offense, but when you can do that every time, then maybe not.
Reach-in foul going to be called on Milton. She forced the steal on the previous possession and trying to get a couple in a row. Ashlyn Milton hasn't had it from the field, just 4 points, but then you look at the box score and realize that she's got 5 steals in her playbook.
She's a jack of all trades for this team. Everyone obviously knows how capable she is of a shooter, but what people don't know is that her wingspan is insanely long. When you practice and have to go up against this press every day during practice, you don't realize how kind of like extendo arm she can be in those passing lanes. So her defense is something that she's always been super capable at, and obviously the offense comes super naturally to her as well.
Ball bounces around, ends up with the Cowgirls. Parmer to Ellsworth. Trying to go quickly to cut this deficit, and rejected by Robbins, but recollected by Gonzalez. And now the Tigers do slow it down a little bit. Robbins asking for a screen from Anderson. She has room to work. Jump shot. Strong ends up in Palmer's hands, and here comes Palmer. 3-on-1, excellent decision. Down low to Edmondson. Deficit down to 11 with 4:10 to go. Cowgirls showing good fight late in the fourth quarter. We expect nothing less from the defending ASC champions.
Good cut.
Great find. Better finish from Milton. Cowgirls do have open court, though, as that press finds a little bit of a hole. And the Cowgirls right back to within 11. But how Robbins was able to find Milton on that last one, really threading the needle.
With this pace changing, moving into the late fourth quarter, with Trinity slowing its pace down, maybe running a little bit more of its half-court offense, you also have to be aware that Hardin-Simmons still knows they're down by a substantial amount of points. So look at Trinity to, be able to get back on defense just a little bit better, because you can't have those, you can't have such a great offensive possession and then give it right back to Hardin-Simmons on a heave down the floor.
Ellsworth uses a double screen. Palmer breaks out. Top of the key three. Good. Robbins crosses half court with the Tigers up 8. Just over 3 to go in Calgard Gym. Napoli stalled. Has to get it back to Robbins. Robbins crisscross. Loses the ball, but will keep it on Trinity side. This Cowgirl defense stepping up. Milton checks out for Trinity. Claire Hale back in. Robbins trying to force it to Napoli. Lucky to keep it there. And they'll keep it again. Cowgirls so close to forcing turnovers here.
And Trinity needs to be aware that they have 4 seconds left on the shot clock, so they're going to need to put up a pretty quick shot.
They do. Napoli off the rim, but there's Robbins. Robbins back up and good. Maggie Robbins, have yourself a day. 15 points now, tied with Napoli for the lead. And she forces a steal.
Dunk it.
All alone, Maggie Robbins. Trinity back up by 12. Putnam hands straight up, forces Gonzalez to miss it, and a travel called on Kiki Gonzalez. And after the Cowgirls cut it to single digits, now it looks like the Tigers are running away.
A little tennis clap here up in the press box. That's just, again, such good defense and super smart of Addie Putnam to keep her hands up. Kiki Gonzalez, obviously she is doing phenomenal this quarter, but it does seem like she is one of those players that does look for the foul a little too much.
Cowgirls force a turnover. Edmondson collects, back out to Palmer. Through 2 defenders and a foul on Putnam, who is in disbelief, thought she did not make contact with Palmer. And if she did, she had her hands straight up, but 2 free throws are on the way for Palmer. In comes Sheree Wilson. 1:59 to go at Trinity, with the Tigers up 77-65. First free throw, no good. Trinity student section making some noise, but not affecting that second one. Maggie Robbins. It has been all number 11 today. She has the ball in her hands now. What will she do? You never know. Will she shoot? Will she pass? She can do it all. Claire Hale to her right, tripped up. And a foul called. And getting to that point where it just might be too little too late for the Cowgirls. Claire Hale will be shooting 2. First one good for 24. For Hardin-Simmons, they will be happy to get Trinity out of their view. Their next game on December 1st against LeTourneau. And more than just Trinity, they're going to be happy to get rid of Maggie Robbins, because Maggie Robbins saving this chance now for the Tigers. And it will allow Trinity to chew out some more clock. Napoli dealing with the pressure. 5 left. 4, 3, 2. Napoli up. Rebound by Gonzalez. She pushes it down court. Save to Parmer. Ellsworth, 3-pointer. Off the head of Napoli. Right back to the Cowgirls. Parmer from the corner. Way off that time. Putnam tries to come up with it, and she does eventually. White ball with 49 seconds left. Natasha Blizzard checks back in, but this one is all but in the record book. The Trinity Tigers going to improve to 6-0 in this season. It's been a very welcome start to their campaign, as Robbins, why not? Can't get that last one to go. Anderson with the board. Hale gets it to Napoli, who will be fouled. But it's looking like 2 wins in 1 week for the Trinity Tigers over the Hardin-Simmons Cowgirls.
This is a good, solid win. I mean, like we talked about in the earlier broadcast against Sol Ross, Hardin-Simmons, this is a very, very good team. Obviously, they're nationally recognized, as they have a top 25 ranking in both of those on both of those websites. But again, nothing but respect for this team, and I wish them all the best in the ASC. And I definitely think this is the winner in that division for sure. So maybe if Trinity advances through the conference championship and Hardin-Simmons advances through the conference championship, we could see another playoff battle down the line here come end of February, early March.
I don't think anyone would say no to that one.
But maybe at Trinity this time.
I don't think anybody would say no to that one either. But every time these two teams are on the court, it is some high-quality basketball. Two talented teams that are well-coached. Cameron Hill for the Tigers, Kendra Whitehead for the Cowgirls. Whitehead in this her 5th season as head coach, taking over a team that she used to dominate for on the court. One of the best players in ASC history and certainly in Hardin-Simmons history, trying to lead her Cowgirls back to national prominence. But it is always hard to come into San Antonio and defeat these Trinity Tigers. These basketball teams at Trinity always tend to start their seasons during these breaks, during Thanksgiving and during winter break. So we know it's hard for you to come catch the action, but if you're in town, we highly encourage you to come out to Calgar Gym when Trinity is in town, because there is some good basketball being played in San Antonio. Natasha Blizzard gets that one to go, but unless the Cowgirls foul, this one is over. They do decide to foul, down 12 with 16 seconds left. But as we mentioned, you'll get another chance tomorrow to see this Trinity team. 6 p.m. for the women against LeTourneau. So another matchup with an ASC foe. Meanwhile, the men's team will face off against Hardin-Simmons. We know Hardin-Simmons is off to the Spurs game today. That was part of the reason why the games couldn't just be pushed back to tonight. I believe they have a fun team outing planned at the AT&T Center as the Spurs play the Lakers tonight. Robbins misses his second free throw, results in a jump ball that will belong to Trinity. Pass from Robbins taken away. One last bucket for Hardin-Simmons. No. Rebound by Anderson, and now, for real, it is over. A clean sweep of the Cowgirls by the Trinity Tigers. They do it on Tuesday, and they do it on Saturday. A very tough opponent, and makes it even more difficult to face them twice in 1 week, but it is no problem for these Trinity Tigers. 81-68 the final score, and Maggie Robbins leads the way with 18 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, 5 steals. Talk about stuffing a box score, Julia.
I mean, she must have had a great Thanksgiving meal because she just stuffed Hardin-Simmons.
And maybe she'll have to earn herself some chicken parm tomorrow. Got to get 3 more assists. Come on, Maggie.
I know
You're letting us down.
it seems like she has been on double watch more times than not this season in games in these early games. So hopefully one of these times we're broadcasting together we'll be able to live in that chicken parm moment. But until then, the anticipation of that day, I can't wait.
A nice ovation by the Trinity crowd as the Tigers head out off the court. They ended up forcing 32 Hardin-Simmons turnovers, and Trinity ended up with the offensive board advantage 21-10, and that really told the story because Hardin-Simmons was just never able to quite get back in the game. They spread out their scoring really across their roster. Kiki Gonzalez ended up leading the way with 11 points, and then you had 4 different players with 9 points. And some more pitching in from Paris Kaiser, Samantha Tatum, and Kylie Ellsworth, but just not enough for Hardin-Simmons. So it's been a fun one. Big day on the campus of Trinity. Congratulations again to the football team. I know they came up short, but it's been a joy to watch you all season long. And definitely a valiant effort coming just short against UMHB. But now with football season complete, volleyball season complete, soccer and cross country as well, guess what that means, Julia?
It's all basketball season, baby.
All basketball. Officially winter basketball and swimming and diving here at Trinity. So we are excited for what's to come. Don't go too far because we're right back at you tomorrow at 2 p.m. and we'll be here for you on Tiger Network. For Julia Ackerman, I'm Brian Yanselson. Have a fantastic Saturday afternoon.